Homophobia at St Edmunds College, I don't know whether it strictly exists.
I don't think Eddie's is very accepting of homosexual students. We've seen a fair few come through, a few boys who act a bit more feminine, who wear makeup, bring handbags to school. A few openly homosexual students have come through, and not many of them have lasted.
Yeah, look, I'd say Eddie's is a little bit homophobic. I think we've got some of the Catholic values instilled in us, so I don't think too many people feel comfortable coming here if they are homosexual, if they are a little bit confused with themselves. So I think a few of us get bullied. And yeah, I think it'd be pretty difficult being a homosexual and coming to Eddie's.
The mayor hides the crime rates.
Do you think Eddie's has a homophobic culture?
That is a tough question. I think it would be remiss of me not to acknowledge that on some level, we work and go to school in an environment where there are 1,200 odd boys that are all together. And so I suppose to the outside community, there are some negative stereotypes about that in itself, about all boys going to school here together. However, within our community, I would say from sort of personal experience and having dealt with students who are struggling to identify with their sexuality at some different points throughout their journey in life, that they have experienced some difficult times here at the college. And so on some level, I wouldn't necessarily go to the extent of saying that we are homophobic, but on some level I would say that we still have some work to do in terms of breaking down some of those negative stereotypes and becoming a little bit more accepting rather than just tolerant of people with different sexual preference.
Just the way people talk about homosexuals in general at the college, teachers and students, and the way they use the words gay and faggot and stuff doesn't make it seem very inclusive, which is noticeable every day.
To be honest, I don't think it's that homophobic. I don't think that the teachers or anything discriminate, but I guess you always have that teenage boys just pick on the homosexual people. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know if homosexuals would feel comfortable here due to the actual boys' school and just actually growing up and kind of discrimination for at this age. But I believe our school would try the hardest to bring about the change and try and make it as fair as possible. But it would be hard for any homosexuals to really, I think, stay in our society in Eddie's.
Yeah. Well, it's not pro-homosexual or anything, so
a lot of homosexual slurs are said, but I don't think people take it to context.
Plus it's a Catholic school.
So it doesn't matter.
That reflects on the opinions.
Ms. Gale, what do you think about teaching sexual education in these schools?
Again, that's another really highly debated upon and interesting, controversial topic. I think there's never really a right answer to it, and I also think that we never really get it 100% spot on. Hence why there's probably a lot of media hype around teaching sex ed at schools. If we do teach it at schools, well then we're encouraging promiscuous behaviour. If we don't teach it at schools, we're not fulfilling our role properly as educators, to raise young men that are aware of everything they need to be aware of within this realm or within this kind of topic area, I suppose. We also have to bridge that line as to what are teachers comfortable to discuss, particularly in a context like this one here at our school. These sorts of topics would often be covered in a pastoral care forum or within a health and PE class. And so I guess we need to make sure that we have teachers who are confident and who are knowledgeable to be able to teach these quite sensitive topics carefully and accurately. Because getting the right information across to students is important. As I said, I think it's a difficult topic to really nail ever. But
but forgets to vote dates. Weatherman complaining, predicted sun it's raining. Everyone's protesting.
So we've just spoken to Mr. Galea, who's the head of RE at the college, and we asked him for an interview. We gave him the questions beforehand so we could look them over, and he just flat out refused us. Didn't say anything. So everything here, you know, the questions such as, do you think that the Catholic Church is being wrongfully victimised for their traditional beliefs of marriage and sexuality? What is the Catholic Church's stance on sexuality and marriage? Like, these are all questions that can be answered by any average person, but unfortunately, it just didn't happen.
Garbage ain't collected, women ain't protected, politicians using people they're abusing, the mafia's getting bigger, like pollution in the river, and you tell me that this is where it's at.
Mr. Do you think that the school could do more to change its image around homosexuality at the school?
Probably, yes. As I said, look, I'm obviously aware of the Catholic Church's stance and position on these particular topics. However, I also am aware of the fact, and having dealt with some previous and ex-students myself, there are a number of boys who have been through this school who are homosexual, and perhaps have not been comfortable enough whilst they've attended the college to be able to outwardly express that. And so I think that there's something to be said. We are a diverse school and we are an inclusive college, and I think if we really mean diverse and inclusive, we probably need to make everybody feel equal. It's a difficult thing, as I said, to achieve in order to maintain the Catholic Church's stance on topics like homosexuality. But as I said, look, I guess I have and still am in contact with an ex-student who actually underwent a sex change himself and has actually changed from a male to a female. And so I suppose he trusted me at the time with some information about the journey that he was on, and I think it was important that he had people, and there was more than just myself at the college, who supported and was a good listening ear for him at the college. And I think we need to embrace those things a little bit more, equality and diversity, and somebody's well-being is much more important to me at the end of the day than whether or not, I guess, I'm upholding a traditional custom or belief.
The mafia's getting bigger, like pollution in the river, and you tell me that this is where it's at. Woke out this morning with an ache in my head. I splashed on my...
Miss, would that boy feel comfortable coming back? Does he have positive feelings or negative feelings about the school?
Look, that was just one case that I was referring about. There are obviously more. As I said, I have been here for 15 years, and for the most part there's roughly been about 1,200 boys each year enrolled at the college throughout that 15 years. So I've seen lots of boys come and go over the time. And when you throw lots of boys into the mix like that, the reality is there's going to be more than just one that is exploring their sexuality and going through different stages on that journey of self-discovery. And so I can probably tell you firsthand that many of the boys that I have had dealings with whilst they were here at the college, but also been in contact with since them having left the college, lots of them have some great memories about being an Eddie's boy here, all right, and felt very supported in many other ways at the school, which they would never trade and never take back. That's not to necessarily say that there isn't things, as I said, that we could have done more as a school to make them just feel a little more comfortable and welcoming on this particular issue around their sexuality. But no, I wouldn't say that that the students would only have negative opinions and negative thoughts or feelings associated with their college life experience, because I do think that there are lots of people here who are very committed to a student's well-being regardless of their sexual preference.
As I spilled out of bed, I opened the window.
It hasn't been a positive impact on the kids that are homosexual. The religious education is more against homosexuality, so we haven't been taught anything about how it can benefit the others that are homosexual.
Gun sales are soaring, housewives find life boring, divorce the only answer, smoking causes cancer, this system's gonna fall soon to an angry young tune, and that's a concrete cold fact. The Pope digs population, freedom from taxation, teeny bops are uptight, drinking at a stoplight. It's a hassle, it's an educated guess. Well, frankly, I couldn't care less.